Hi everyone, it's Natalie Kling, and today I want to talk a little bit about making love in the kitchen. Making love in the kitchen is about bringing the love and the joy and the passion and the spice back into your kitchen, back into your food life. Because as we all know, eating healthy, sometimes we think it means that we only get to eat like a rabbit, like carrots and celery sticks. And then sometimes we're so overwhelmed because the cookbooks that are out there give you recipes with 47 ingredients in them. So I'm here to tell you that eating healthy does not have to incorporate any of that. It can be simple and delicious and easy. And you can take some things like cheap root vegetables and with the right tools turn them into something really fun and spicy that you and your family will love. So today I'm going to show you two tools that I have discovered that I love, that have made such a difference in my kitchen. One is the mandolin. So this is the mandolin. And I actually love this mandolin. It's I don't even know how you say this brand name, De Bayer. There's probably a really fancy way of saying that. But phonetically, it's De Bayer. And I love it because it's got a great grip. It's really got a great weight. And these are used to slice vegetables. So for example, you take a sweet potato and you just run it along there and you end up with, let me do a couple of them here, you end up with a really thin slice of sweet potato that then becomes sweet potato chips. You put them in the oven, and that's what we're going to make today. What I love about this one too is that there's a plus and a minus sign here at the end of the handle, which means that if you want this slice to be thicker, you turn it towards the positive sign. If you want it thinner, towards the negative sign. So I'm going to make this a little bit thicker, and then I'm going to take the sweet potato again. I don't even peel them. I just go right down the mandolin like this, and you've got these consistent, perfectly round sweet potato slices, and then we are going to make sweet potato fries with them. But what's really fun too is that you don't just, it's not just sweet potatoes, you can use beets. So the same thing, again, I don't even slice it, I just take my beet and I run it down the mandolin like this, and it's really fast. And you've got, oh now see, these are coming out pretty thin, so I probably want them a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is turn my little thing towards the plus sign, and then I'm going to run this down again. Oh yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a thicker slice. And there you go. You've got these nice, round, thick, again, consistent slices. And what we do is we just fill the bottom of this glass baking pan. You can overlap them a little bit like this. You don't want to overlap them too much because it will change the cooking time on them. And then what I do is once I've got this loaded in, I take pads of butter. Now butter, contrary to popular belief, is the best fat to cook with. This and coconut oil. And that's because it has a very high rate at which it cooks. So meaning that olive oil, for example, has a very low heat resistance. So the heat at a very low temperature will start to molecularly change the olive oil into a form that is not so great for your body. But the butter doesn't do that. The butter's really resistant. So you can cook it at very high temperatures. And also if you get organic butter, you're getting a very clean fat. You're not getting something that's been highly processed. Butter is not so processed. And so it goes into our bodies can digest it fairly easily. It also doesn't have the protein in it that milk has. So in terms of a dairy product, it won't affect you the same way that other dairy products might. So I'm going to take my pads of butter, and I'm just going to put them kind of all over, you know, and if I had this whole thing filled, I'd probably do another one. I'd probably do about 6 pads of butter, maybe 3 up this side, 3 up that side. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with sea salt. I love this nice, beautiful pink Himalayan sea salt. You can also do pepper. And then I put them in the oven at 400 for about 45 minutes to an hour, and you can check them. After it's been in for a few minutes, you just open the oven and make sure that butter's kind of spread around a little bit, and then close the door again, and you can just let them go for the full 45 minutes. So that's one way to use the mandolin. Another way you can use the mandolin is use celery for your salads. So I don't like celery in salads when it's chunky because I don't like the stringiness of it. But with something like the mandolin, you can get super thin, paper thin slices really quickly, and it adds this nice, beautiful crunch to your salad. The other tool I want to introduce you to today is called a spiralizer. So this is really fun because speaking of chips, the other fun thing you can do with sweet potatoes is make curly fries. So this is an amazing little thing. So it's got these holes here that have blades, and then what you do is you take the sweet potato, you push it in here, and then you just churn it like this. And what's going to end up happening, oh, if I can get it situated right here, sometimes it helps to go the other way. Let's try that. And sometimes it's a little bit big, so what I'm going to do is cut it in half. Let's see if we can make it work that way. But what's fun about sweet potato, oh, this one's not working so well. So I think what I'm going to do is actually try a different sweet potato. Let me see if let's start again. Sometimes with these, you want to get a really good grip. So I'll just cut off the end. Let's see if that helps, because you need it to stick on really well there. And then you want it to be a real flat end here. So I'm going to cut it one more time. And just make sure I've got a nice, even surface here. There we go. So now it's well, there we go. Now we can turn it. And what we're going to get on this other side are essentially what are going to be curly fries. And I cook these the same way as I do the chips, but the only difference is the seasoning for curly fries. So look at these awesome, like, ringlets that you get. These are so fun, and you would cook them the same way. I would fill my pan like this, and then I would do butter, and then for the curly fries, you do paprika, cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, and sea salt. So really easy, and you can make a very healthy version of one of our favorite tastes, which is that yummy curly fry crunch, and your kids will love it too. So that's one way to use the spiralizer. Another really fun way to use the spiralizer is to use it with the zucchini. With zucchini, what the zucchini noodles do is, so I peel the zucchini, just like this with a vegetable peeler, just so that you don't get too much of the dark green, just because it tends to be a little bit more bitter. But the zucchini, they make great noodles. So what you can do, and again I'm going to cut off the end to make it nice and flat on both sides. So I stick my zucchini in, make sure it's well hitched on both sides there, and then I'm going to churn it. Let's see if we can get. Now, what's fun about the spiralizer is you could do big noodles like this, or really simply, if I take this out, you can switch up the blade. Now see, these are a little bit bigger holes, but I've got one here that I really like when I'm making pasta. There's a few smaller holes. You just slip it in here, really easy. Then we're going to do the same thing we just did. And now we're getting thinner, more like pasta noodles, more like spaghetti noodles. So these make either a raw pasta, you can just put warm marinara over these, and you've got this beautiful, healthy raw pasta. Look at these noodles, they're so long and fun, just like spaghetti. You can also do the same thing if you use that same setting with sweet potato and also beet. So you can make beet noodles, sweet potato noodles, or zucchini noodles. And what's really fun about that is when you have your beet and your zucchini and your sweet potato, you can make this beautiful red, orange, and green noodle dish. You can, sometimes I take those noodles and I'll blanch them in hot water just to get them a little bit more supple, sprinkle some sea salt on them, and then you can either do a marinara and goat cheese or just straight goat cheese. So anyways, just a really fun, easy way to make some of these more mundane vegetables fun, spicy, and enjoyable. So if you have any questions, you can go to my website, nataliekling.com. You can find the exact recipes there, and go enjoy. Make a little love in your kitchen.